Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Hunter Bad Blood. Good to see everyone. Wonderful to see all of your lovely faces. Thanks for joining me tonight. I was posting earlier about this episode because things kind of went a little sideways last time, and now you are all spread across the city without each other to really have your backs. So we're going to have a little bit of a disjointed episode tonight. We'll be swapping between areas and people and such. But before we jump in, I want everyone to do a quick round of introductions. Tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight. Let's start with Carly.
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Carly, and I'm currently unconscious. That's the important thing to remember. Well, I make dice, and I play games, and I do things. Speaking of dice, sometime this week, I haven't decided on a day yet. Depends on when my motivation is high. I will be starting a, Christmas sale in my dice shop. So
Very exciting.
keep an eye out for that. It'll likely run until Christmas. So once I start it,
So I only use Carly's dice for the Daggerheart game that she runs here on the channel on Friday nights. And I was thinking last night, I didn't mention it, but I actually don't have a set for knots, like specifically.
Look, I have custom commissions.
So I might have to make that happen. Good to see you. Who would you like to popcorn it over to?
I'll popcorn it to Ed.
Hey, my name is Ed. Occasionally Neuromaster on Twitch, but mostly just hanging out here on Wanderer's Haven with these fine folks. I am playing Billy Gray this evening, and just pretending that there is no holiday dread whatsoever. We're calm, we're cool, we're relaxed, we're having fun, we're playing role-playing games.
Yay!
So, stoked to be here with you.
You as well. Who would you like to send it over to?
Sid, how's it going?
Hey, hello. How's everyone doing today? Sid can be found on the interwebs at either _Sundance Sid or just Sundance Sid, depending on where you're searching. And here on this here game, I play Raymond Shepard, your resident glow boy, as I like to call him. And apparently, also a sleepy boy. So we'll see what happens.
Was your knife's name Sheila?
Was it Sheila?
For whatever reason, that just came to mind. We were talking about it beforehand. No, it wasn't. Okay.
No. What was the knife's name? 'Cause I don't remember, and I didn't write it down, and I should have. But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen today in this era game, and I'll just send it on over to Ryan.
You muted.
Hey, I'm Ryan. And I'm excited to be playing Diego, also sometimes called D. Navarro. He's kind of a recently unemployed.
As of last episode.
Special ops bodyguard person. And I am looking forward for him to get a good night's sleep because it doesn't seem like I've been getting good night's sleep with the toddler waking up a bunch. So we'll see how I power through tonight. And I'll pass it over to Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason. I play games here on Wanderer's Haven, stream some video games over on my Twitch channel. I'll be playing Peter tonight, who's both paranoid and has explosives. That's usually not a good combination. And, I'll be trying to keep the existential dread away from Ed for a few hours here.
Yeah, if you could go ahead and roll a insight check to see how Ed's doing now. All right, so I'm looking at chat, the discussion over Sid's knife name. Anyway, I'm Jeremy. You can find me here on my channel. I do lots of different shows throughout the week, and what else was I going to say? I don't even remember. That's all right. We're going to do a quick recap. about what happened last time because, like I said earlier, things went sideways. As you were all fleeing the site of a burning bowling alley, which was your fault, it was caused by you, as you were putting down a vampire of excessive nastiness, I will grant you that. As you were fleeing that, it was nighttime, and in the lead, driving Peter's van, Ray was at the wheel and began to experience somewhat of what he had experienced the first time he got bit by a vampire. He got a little out of sorts. Not quite unconscious like the first time, but out of sorts and unable to drive. Leaning into the gas, he sped up. Behind him in her own vehicle, Mari had seen this and had also seen another vehicle speeding towards the van. Heading to cut them off, she put her own vehicle in the way, got smashed into. Behind them, Billy and Dee had seen this happen, slammed on their brakes. There was a bit of confusion as to what had happened when they realized that there were two vampires in a very large truck that had been aiming for the van, somehow knowing or seeming to know where Ray was. As a bit of a kerfuffle went down, Dee ended up pushing them off their vehicle off of the embankment. It rolled down. One of them got out, came after you. You ran them over. Another came after you. You jumped on top of your vehicle, and you essentially were like, "Okay, I'm going to drive down the highway." And so you drove off, leaving the crushed form of one on the ground, while Billy and Peter attempted to get... I think Billy was pretty much the only one attempting to get Mari out of the vehicle, but Peter drove the van back while Ray was unconscious. You all realized you couldn't get Mari out. You called the paramedics. As you drove away, you could hear sirens in the distance. Peter called in a favor, getting what you're pretty sure was at least recently a meth lab, set up as a temporary hideout. You drove there. It's in an old industrial area of town. It's kind of a not quite a warehouse, but not quite a factory at this point. You had hunkered down inside, bringing Ray in, who had been talking in his sleep, not quite sleep, in his strange catatonic state. Billy thought to record it and then gave the recording later to Peter, who ran it through Google Translate, realizing that the words were not only in a foreign language, in Swahili, but they were also, as you turned up the volume and kind of ran some filters through it, you realized it wasn't even Ray's voice. It was a woman's voice, kind of husky, but definitely feminine. Meanwhile, Dee had headed to a hotel. I can't remember if the hotel was like one that you knew was kind of a safe house or if it was just one that was nearby. Do you remember, Ryan?
It was just one that was nearby.
Okay. Yeah, so you had headed that way. On the TV, you had seen news that your employer, Onryo's headquarters, were burning to the ground. A mass fire had erupted inside. Police and fire and paramedics surrounded the place. Hundreds were not confirmed dead, but have been they're currently missing, and so are afraid. The news was listing them as possible casualties. As you watched multiple, and since the flight had begun from the bowling alley, multiple texts had come through to your phone, as well as a couple of voicemails from Amelia, your direct supervisor and the former teammate of Peter. She had told you that Onryo was under attack and that your group was in danger, that they knew who you all were. She had sent you files that she had been gathering. Do you know that those files are encrypted on a special laptop in a safe house? And currently you aren't heading that direction. You were kind of hunkering down for the night, waiting for dawn to come. Meanwhile, in a hospital, Mari slowly regains consciousness. You are in pain. Your head's throbbing. Your leg feels far away, but there's this stabbing, lancing pain kind of running up your calf. You blink your eyes against the light. You realize it's dark in your room, but there's like one of those lights that they kind of like bring in to look at you, to make sure, like, to kind of get a better focus light on things. It's unfortunately directed a little bit too much towards your eyes. As you're blinking against it, you can hear the beep of not the machinery next to you, but somewhere down the hall, someone's heart monitor is beeping regularly. You kind of glance around and you do see you are hooked up to various machines, but they are in silent mode. What do you do?
I look around to first see if there's anybody in the room as best as I can. I'm like half like looking through my eyes. And if there's nobody in the room, then usually there's like a call button, like either on like a switch, like on the bed or like on the headboard or something. So she's gonna look for a call button.
Yeah. You look around, and as you begin to move your hand towards the call button, that stiffness and pain from being in a car wreck, from like the sudden stop, that jerking of muscles, you reach for it. You can tell that you've probably had morphine or something. It's wearing off, and you push the button groggily. Nearby, out in the hallway, you can hear not an alarm, but like a sound go off, and a shadow stands up. It's kind of dark out there, and then you see a fellow in like a bright blue scrubs.
I was like, you looking for the word, Jeremy?
Right? I was almost at schmuck, and I'm like, that's not right. Walks in. He's has glasses, curly dark hair, kind of that 3-day growth on his face. He looks at you kind of tiredly. Ma'am, are you awake?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
here, let me get that out of your eyes. And he wheels the light away.
What happened? I mean, I think I got hit by the truck.
Yeah, ma'am, you were in an accident. Do you remember anything?
I remember headlights coming from the side.
While you're thinking, you can see he's kind of messing around. He's got a clipboard out now. He's writing some things down. He's pulled out like a little pen light. I know this is going to be bright. Just go ahead and follow the light with your eyes, though, if you can.
She's
He
like
shines it.
squinting, but she does her best to
Yeah.
follow.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, looks like you might have we think you might have a mild concussion. You've definitely got some stitches in your head, so just you have a bandage up there, just so don't rip that off. And your leg was caught. They had to cut you out of your car, and you have a You have stitches in there as well as like a heavy. It's not broken. It's not a cast, but you're in a heavy bandage.
Is the other? How are the other people?
The other people were there other people in your car?
No, the car that. hit
Oh,
me.
yeah, ma'am. It was a hit and run. Apparently, they fled on foot or something. No one could find them.
Oh,
Do you know what your name is?
Mari. Grove.
He looks down. Okay, Mari. Yeah, that's good. Takes some more notes. He starts checking like your blood pressure numbers and such. Since you know what he's doing, you're just watching him, and he's just kind of doing all this. It's distant though. Like, okay, man. Well, it's pretty late at night, so we're gonna go ahead and just give you another round of meds, and you just go ahead.
Can I get some water?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, hang on. I gotta run out in the hall and get some. Hang on. He sets the clipboard down and leaves.
Where does he set the clipboard?
It's like on one of those pull trays that can go over your bed, but is off to the side of your bed. You would have to reach over to get it.
Well, I think she's just trying to glance to see if she can read what's like written on the top page.
Sure. It's not super dark in here, and you're not really that out of it at this moment. You're more in pain than anything. So you glance over. What are you looking for?
I just want to see if there's any. I mean, it's unlikely on the top page, but just like any notes that stand out as being like just out of the ordinary.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Your numbers have come back fine, and I don't know if this would be on the top page, but there are notes that you did receive a blood transfusion. Essentially, you had lost some blood during the time in the car. But nothing is like, you look at the numbers and you're like, that makes sense.
Fair enough. Yeah. Otherwise, she's just doing her best to remain cognizant of her surroundings.
Sure. Make a... Sorry, I have to bring up the sheet because it has been a couple of weeks.
It has been a minute.
Where is awareness and wits?
Okay. Not her best, but oh yeah, that makes sense. That's 0.
0, yeah. As you start looking around, like you kind of glance off into the hallway, you're waiting for him to come back. You can see him over in the nurse's station. There's a large like ice machine that he's like scooping some ice into one of those little buckets and things and to bring in. But other than that, you don't really notice anything weird, and you're kind of start, even without the new round of morphine, you just kind of already your eyes just want to close. And it's like a little startling when he's next to you again. He's like, ma'am, did you still want some water? Do you just want me to let you sleep?
No, water, please.
Okay, here, can you I'm just gonna turn this, or I'm just gonna raise this a little bit. And he starts raising the back of the bed, pours you a cup of water, hands it to you.
Yeah, I do my best. I hope there's a straw in there. There better be a straw in there.
There
Otherwise,
is
he's an
not,
idiot.
but there is a straw nearby. Like he did bring one, and he was just kind of like, "Oh, did you need this? You know you're killing turtles, right?" No, just kidding.
You could use paper.
So,
Or bamboo.
so he, you can hear him pushing buttons. They're not beeping, but you can hear the click, and all of a sudden you're just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's a lot better." And you just slowly, you feel him take the cup from you
Not so much.
and sets it down. He's like, you get some sleep. And he kind of like pulls your blanket up a little bit. And-
She like shoves it down.
He pulls it up, tucks it around you. No, I'm just kidding. And you pass out. Meanwhile, there's a button I need and I can't find it. Hang on. Hey, everyone. Meanwhile, across town, there is a rundown old building. It was once a factory. It's been used more recently as a warehouse, but most recently as a meth lab. Inside this meth lab, cameras that are almost not noticeable, like they're so small and well hidden. But Peter has found them, and he's staring at one in one of the offices currently as he translates the message or the voice that he has on this recording, which he was told by Billy is Ray speaking, and yet there's just evidence to the contrary. What are you doing?
Well, after he got the translation, he was a bit worked up. Started trying to do some research, but he also needed to do some stuff for Billy, so he'll get the SIM card for Billy done first.
Okay.
Put a little post-it note with his name on it, and then he's going to start trying to research, Swahili gods, whatever, right? Like mythology, etc. But he's really injured and probably not feeling the best. Will end up just kind of passing out there at the laptop.
Okay. Make a computer check for me.
Okay. You want int, I'm assuming, N plus technology, or?
Yes, please.
Wow. Yeah, he's not feeling it tonight. Only one success.
It's more that you're tired. It's not your skills at looking up things. It's that you start looking, and when your very first return just is not really useful at all, you're just like, I'm going to deal with this in the morning. And as you're sitting there, you can hear very faintly from the room next door as Ray is continuing to talk under his breath. Billy, I'm pretty sure you were sleeping in the same room as Ray. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that when we left Billy, he had just found an old coffee machine that he was going to rig up for Peter.
Right.
And his plan after that was to find a spot and crash.
Okay. Yeah, and you had put Ray in that. There was the two offices side by side, and you would put Ray in one. So you can go into that room, or you can find another area that's not really enclosed. It's more open to the rest of the building.
Is there in the spot where Ray is there a chair, a couch, or some obvious place that I can try to get comfortable?
There is a chair. Whether it's comfortable or not is more the question. There is kind of a crappy office chair that's obviously seen better days. Not so much couches or anything like that.
I want to do at least a quick once-over of the place to see if I can find something with some padding or blanket or literally just, anything other than a $40 special office chair is just, I'm going to have the worst crick in my back the next day if I try to sleep in that.
So you start looking around, and there's actually a few actual sofas and stuff that have been moved into the main area. It looks that this is run by some kind of gang or otherwise illicit organization. You're not really, I don't remember if Peter told you exactly who ran it, but you do know that this is not exactly on the up and up. So like you can tell people just like come in, sit down, hang out. So yeah, there's actually a small flat screen TV hooked up. There's like an old Xbox hooked up to it.
Yeah, I'll probably find the one that's most likely to, pass the smell test or fail by the smallest amount.
Sure, yeah. Degrees of failure.
Just drag that over to the same area where those offices are and get as comfy as I can.
Okay. As you climb onto this sofa, there is definitely like a certain smell that has been baked into it by the various activities that go on in here. Kind of wiping your nose, scrunching up, you try and get as comfortable as possible, and sleep does come after a while. In the quiet, you do also hear Ray talking in his sleep. Ray.
So I remember being surprised earlier that, I had thought Ray was speaking with his own voice, and then on the recording, not quite the case. Can I tell now?
Make a awareness wits check.
Well, that's a bunch of success. That's 5 successes.
Nice. As you're listening, the voice does sound like Ray's now. Instead of repeating the words over and over that he had been earlier, apparently in someone else's voice, he's just kind of mumbling now. Every so often you hear him mention Fiona, the lady that he worked with at the bar. You hear him yell at Frank every so often to get back to work, make sure the Michelob Ultra's stocked. Seems like he's just dreaming at this point. Are you good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So Ray, you're driving down the road, the burning bowling alley behind you. You're a little concerned that this guy in the wheelchair next to you is more injured than he understands because he can't feel his legs, and you know something attacked him. He seems to not be doing great, but it's really hard to tell, and you're really not wanting to get caught by the sirens that you can hear in the distance. But you look down, and the bite, the scratch marks left on your arm from that not a level 1 vampire's teeth have healed, and you feel good. You feel real good, and you kind of giggle for a moment, which is surprising to you. Like it's not like a laugh that you would typically do. It's this kind of strange energy bubbling up. It might be anxiety. It might be a little bit more not necessarily a good feeling, but that uncontrollable sense of what the fuck. And as you're looking at your arm, everything just fades away. And you're okay with that because you are in a safe place. You're warm. You're comfortable. You know that someone is watching out for you. And as you float along, feeling this sense of comfort and peace, there's this jolt, this sudden rush of fear, not your fear, but someone else's fear. That person that protects you. And you haven't really got to know her yet, but you know that you're always going to be safe where you are. And so you don't really think that much of it until like things start moving around a little more actively, a little more jostly than you're used to. And you start hearing shouting. And then that movement picks up. It's very rhythmic. It's thumping. It's jostling you around and bouncing you around. And something pushes against the area that you are in to hold you there. And then you start hearing loud bangs and yelling and screaming. And then everything comes to a shuddering stop. You are violently shaken. And everything starts getting colder. And you wake up. And you're in this... What the hell is that smell? Oh, and why are you laying on this ratty-ass blanket or whatever the hell this is? You're in this, like, small rectangular room. There's, like, a cheap-ass desk over there with some, like, crappy pleather office chair that's just falling apart. You can smell coffee, though. There's some coffee brewing. What do you do?
Yeah, I just get up and walk out and go to the coffee, like go to where the coffee is. All normal, like.
So you open the door, you look around, you actually see not very far away that blonde guy, Billy. His name's Billy. He's sacked out. Yeah, like he's like on this nasty, crusty sofa. His mouth is open. He's kind of dangling. He looks exhausted. You can see a light on. And it's like kind of up to this set of iron stairs. You head up that direction, and as you pass by a door on your right, you notice that Peter is in there. He's sitting in his chair, and it looks like he was working on a computer. The computer's like screensaver. What's your screensaver, Jason?
Oh, in this case, it just goes black.
Okay.
And locks.
So it's just that like that black light that isn't like the computer monitor shut down. It's just glowing slightly. You see him sleeping rather uncomfortably as you head up these stairs. You walk into this break room that looks like it was definitely built in like the 70s or so. There's like a avocado green pitcher of coffee that's it's not terrible smelling. What do you do?
I make a cup of coffee. Look at these two guys passed out. Look around the comfort of the home that I found myself in, and I just grab a seat, take a deep breath, and just take it all in and just drink the coffee.
As you lift the mug that says "World's #1 Boss" and it's like heavily stained, you're pretty sure it was clean, but it's very stained. You take a drink, you look down. This building, there's like various lights on to kind of dimly illuminate it. And you can see tables that are laid out, somewhat organized, and equipment that's covered in various plastic bags and such. There's like a weird, distinctive odor to the place, chemicals, not a great smell. Nearby where Billy is sleeping, there is another couch that has a small flat screen TV set up. You can see that there's like a gaming unit down next to it and some various discs that don't even have their cases anymore. And other than that, you don't really see anything.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm just thinking about what happened last night and just trying not to be super stressed about everything. Trying to take it in and what do you call it? What's the word I'm thinking of that I can't think of? Come to terms with everything.
Gotcha.
And so I see 1, 2, and notice that Mari and D aren't here. So I'll just wait till the two of them either wake up or I feel like it's just been too long, where Peter and Billy haven't shaken awake yet. If I start to feel like I'm waiting too long, I'll wake them up. Other than that, like I said, I'll just try to take everything in and try to come to terms with everything. Just sit there and sip my coffee, while I have the moment to myself.
Perfect. Real quick, somebody's mic is like scraping. I'm not totally sure whose that is.
Is it doing it now?
Oh, it might have been yours.
Yeah, I think I hit the cord.
Gotcha. All right. While you process the information in the last couple of days, we're gonna actually go back to, because I'm pretty sure D went to sleep, right? Actually, let's just skip over to D real quick, because while you were going to sleep, you got that other voicemail that was Amelia essentially telling you that they knew who each of you were and they were going to be coming for you, and you needed to like do something. And then she was cut off by, there was crashing and then screaming, and then essentially the rest of it was just a few minutes of listening to the fire get closer to the phone, and then it finally cut off. What does D do with this? Speaking of processing.
Nothing, and he goes to bed, sleeps like a baby. No, he would get, so the lights are off. He would walk over to the hotel window and take a glance outside to see if there's any, just see what's outside.
Sure. Go ahead and do wits awareness for me.
Okay. Let me get the right die type. It was wits and what? I'm sorry.
Wits awareness, please.
Three successes.
As you're looking out, you do see figures moving out, not in front of the room that you're in, but like down the road. And so you kind of watch them for a while. But none of them seem to give you that feel of the creatures that were chasing after you and trying to get into your vehicle while you were driving it earlier. They just seem like people going about their business. And you feel pretty okay about things.
What? How busy was this hotel?
I mean, you came in a little late, not super late. It wasn't super busy, no.
Okay. Trying to see what I could do here. I'm going to here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to call the front desk and book another room and move to that room.
Okay.
And while I'm gonna ask them to put it under they can put it under my name, but put D instead of Diego, I suppose. And just so I'll move to that room. Preferably it's next door or near to the original room, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, as I'm leaving the original hotel room, I'm going to like keep the TV on. So it seems as though like I'm just there, go to sleep. But in the other hotel room, I'm not going to turn on any lights. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to walk into the room and go in and hang out there. And while I'm in the hallway, I'll turn the like screen brightness on my phone way, way, way down, and shoot like God, these guys are so paranoid, and now I'm paranoid.
Peter is spreading. It's the Peter tingle.
I'm gonna call the hospital. Like I'm gonna call. I don't know how many hospitals Santa Cruz has. Probably not many. Maybe 2, maybe 1. I'll try calling. If there's more than one, I will call all of them, and look for. As I am looking after friend, who. I don't think she made it home. I'm kind of concerned about her whereabouts. I drove by her house and I didn't see her car, and just checking to see if there'd been any, either Jane Doe's or Mari's name, in the hospital.
Okay. I don't know what the main hospital is. I should have looked this up.
You could make it up.
I mean, yes, you call the hospital. You call a hospital, she's not there. So you call another one and they're like, yeah, we have a person that's checked. Are you family?
Just a friend. We had been out for like a group dinner earlier in the evening and bowling, and I just hadn't heard she'd made it home.
You were bowling at this place that was closed down?
This bowling alley?
Yeah, so all I can really tell you is that she was admitted earlier tonight, but her condition, all that, I can't really go into unless you're family. You'd have to come in and or otherwise.
She hasn't been discharged though, has she?
She's not. No, she's still here.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll hang up and I'll make a note of like how far this hospital is from where I am.
Okay. It's probably about 15 minutes away, depending on traffic.
Okay. The other thing that I had done is I had contacted kind of my former gang.
Right.
And they said that they were going to come by tomorrow and we were going to meet, but yeah, I suppose that what he would do is just try and, I think that he would be like extraordinarily careful and like, well, is this Is this hotel bed one that he could sleep under?
Yes, no, maybe die. Hang on. No. The super boxy one that sits almost on the floor.
Then he will take a pillow and sleep in the bathtub.
Okay. As you curl up in the cold plastic of the bathtub, the echoes of Amelia still screaming echoing in your ears or your memory. You're actually not 100% sure. Let's cut back over to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Mari.
Yeah.
Something's not right. That sense that you kind of have in your stomach, that you've had in your stomach since that night that you first realized that the supernatural is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's churning away. There's something not right. You sluggishly open your eyes and you look, and the lights are still dim in your room. There's like those I can't think of what they're called, the accent lighting that goes around, and you don't really see the bulbs. It just kind of like goes against the wall. There's that, and then there's the soft glow of the machinery around you. But in the hall, you notice that there was a light over the nurse's station that's now dangling. It's like one of those long tube lights. It's dangling and the tubes are flickering. And kind of blink because you're like, that's weird. That's not right. And you look and there's like a red smear on the light and on the wall. You can hear something. It sounds something like fighting, maybe. You're just so groggy. What do you do?
First of all, in this room, is there like just the door to the hallway? Is there like a door to a bathroom, or like is it just the single door?
So there is the door that goes out, and just before that door there is a closed door that you assume goes to a private bathroom.
Is there a window?
There is a window, but you can't tell from here whether it is one that you can open, or you're not sure how high up you are. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times with the higher ones, they just don't make them so they open, or they can only open so far.
Yeah, is there someone in the bed next to me? Am I in the bed further from the door?
You're in a private room.
Private room, got it. Are there like curtains that can be peeled around the bed?
Not in the private room. If this was like, you look, but it doesn't look like this room.
No, I'm just trying to get a sense of I'm just asking surroundings questions right now. It's just is the clipboard still in here?
It is. Same place you saw it last.
Okay. I think she's going to do her best. I know she's very groggy and isn't quite sure what's going on, but she's going to attempt to quietly. The first step is to attempt to quietly grab the clipboard.
Sure. I'm just gonna have you do a dex. Let's see if there's any other. I think it's just going to be a double dex.
Stealth.
This is more if you just can grab it.
I mean, talking about it, if it's stealth or double dex, it's the same amount of dice.
Yeah, just do double dex. It's less that you're trying to grab it stealthily, and more that you're just trying to grab it without falling off the bed because you're drugged up.
4 successes.
4 successes. One more than I was aiming for. So you kind of hold yourself up and you feel a little wobbly and you just kind of focus yourself and you reach across, grab it, and
So, after she's grabbed it, she's gonna do her best to just try and listen, and because I imagine she can't see much from her room, so she's just trying to do her best to listen to see if she can figure out what's going on in the hallway.
you hear scuffling, you hear several people talking, not talking, but maybe yelling at one another. It's kind of distorted. And then you hear gunfire just rings through the area, kind of distorting everything. And it sounds like there's at least 3 people maybe that are fighting. And one of them's
yeah.
like, "Why won't you go down?"
Great. You tell me how many rolls I need to accomplish this, but what she is thinking is she's going to attempt to get out of her bed, put some pillows in so it looks like somebody, like, just to a glance that somebody is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Then she's going to try to get to the bathroom door and hide in there with it like barely open, like just a sliver that she can see, but
Sure.
not fully shut. All like as quietly as she can.
Let's just call it 1 stealth roll.
Okay. Uh, 5.
Okay. So you tuck in the pillow like it's a body sleeping, kind of wobbly walk your way over to the bathroom. As you get there, you hear like the squeaking of something sliding across the linoleum floor, and then a thud. It's kind of a wet, sickly thud. And you quickly dodge into the bathroom, pulling the door closed, or almost closed. And then you can hear more shots ring out. Then the fire alarm starts going off.
Yeah, she's not moving. She is staying where she is and looking to see if anybody, or listening to see if anybody comes into this room.
As you are waiting, a few tense moments go by. The sound of the fighting stops shortly after that last gunshot rang out. You hear footsteps. One of them seems to be sliding more than stepping. And then there's a shadow that kind of steps between you and the bed. Looks like it's holding an arm, and dangling in the hand on that arm is a black gun. You can see just little bits of red dropping onto the floor as they look around the room. Hey, are you in here?
Do I recognize the voice?
Not at all.
Great. Does it, I mean, from the little bit I can see, does it look human?
I'm gonna have you do a check. You are a little befuddled.
I am a little dazed. That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking. I'm not just
Let's do intelligence and awareness.
Okay. Yeah. 2 successes.
It's bleeding, but you have seen supernatural creatures bleed before. So you're not 100% sure on whether it means that this is a safe person.
How close are they, like, to the bed? Like, like how far away are they from me and
Yeah.
the exit?
So they're a couple of feet away from the bed and probably more like 8 feet away from you. And really all you have to do is like step out the door and then step out the door that goes into the hallway.
Yeah, I think when their back is to her, she's going to attempt to like quietly slip out the room.
Okay. Let's do another stealth check.
I'm gonna die, guys. It's fine. 4 successes.
4 successes. You start pushing the door open and you have this like sudden worry that like, what if the hospital isn't like taking care of the hinges and stuff, right? And it's just like, nah! But it just silently glides open and you step behind and it looks like this guy, it's definitely like some kind of larger guy. He's wearing like a white tank top. He's got a lot of tattoos, shaved head. He has some, you're pretty sure they're gang tattoos. I don't know how much Mari knows about gangs in the area or anything. Okay.
Unless
Pretty
it's a
sure.
vampire gang.
Yeah. And you're not really sure what they mean or anything like that. He kind of like reaches the gun up and like pokes at the pillow in the bed. And you're just like, cool, I'm out. And you sneak behind him. As you step out into the hallway, you see the nurse's station. You see what's left of the guy that had been in there earlier with the blue. I almost said smock again. Scrubs with the blue scrubs. And it looks like his arm was mostly ripped out of its socket as he just lays in a large pool of his own blood. And nearby you can see another person wearing a dark t-shirt, his head largely smashed in. It looks like he had slid across the floor. There's a pretty long trail of blood leading from where he had started to where he ends close by your door. And near the entrance to this floor or to this area that you can see is another body. You don't recognize it because you weren't conscious when it climbed out of the vehicle that hit you earlier. But there is a definite vampiric form. His jaw is largely dislocated, revealing the fangs, missing a good portion of like the upper part of his jaw and stuff where it looks like somebody shot through his head. It twitches slightly. You're not 100% sure it's dead.
Great. Does there look to be from the doors that are in this vicinity like what looks like to be like a nurse's changing room or a doctor's changing room or a supply closet, something that is not a patient room?
Sure, go ahead and do another awareness wits on this one.
2 successes.
2 successes. You look around, you see a bunch of doors. Some of them are opening slowly as patients are looking out. They seem confused. There's like those little white strobing lights every so often going off as the fire alarm continues to sound. But you don't see any sign of like a closet essentially, or a non-room area.
And the dead vampire is by the exit of the floor?
The closest that you see, you're like looking around, you're not 100% sure the layout of this, but you can tell that there is an exit sign over there that says that is the way. But if there was another way around that way, definitely could be.
Is that way also the direction of the nurse's station?
The nurse's station is more like directly out from your room, and then a little bit off to the side, but you would essentially be leaving behind the nurse's station and the vampire and your room if you went that way.
Okay. I think next bet she's just gonna try and quietly move across, like into the nurse's station area.
Okay.
Even though there's dead body there, it's fine.
And are you gonna like hunker down and hide there, or?
Well, she's gonna look and see if there's a phone, if there's any kind of like alcohol that she maybe a lighter, like if the person there smoked.
Yeah, it's weird. There's actually like an entire. It looks like the underbar of Ray's bar, the Red Room. There's just a whole bunch of Michelob Ultra.
No, I meant more like rubbing alcohol,
I
like
know.
the kind that it would be in like hospitals, but it could still be flammable if it's
Right.
on fire.
Looking around, you do see right away. There's a landline telephone, and you actually notice because it's like sitting out on the desk is a one of those flip flat screen phones. Might have belonged to the guy that's kind of laying near your feet. You don't see any like rubbing alcohol or anything like that laying around. You see some pens, staplers, more stationary stuff. There's a computer.
Great. She's gonna take the little flip phone and open it up. If that means she has to use a dead guy's hand or a dead guy's face, she's just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna send an emergency text message to all the people whose numbers she has, which is just Billy and Peter.
Okay.
They're like, it doesn't say emergency, but like I imagine they have like a standard text message that is like, I'm in danger without saying it.
Right. So I'm rolling yes, no, maybe to find out if this phone has facial ID or it'd be facial ID if it's turned on or if it's just passcoded. We'll go yes is it has facial recognition. No. You open it and it just says enter passcode.
She is gonna go to the landline and like as quickly as possible, so you know, because when you pick up a landline it has the tone.
Mm-hmm.
And she really, I mean, vampires have very good hearing, so she doesn't want that. So she's gonna quickly as possible just like dial one of their numbers, whoever is the easiest one to type in a pad.
We're gonna say odd is Peter, even is Billy. Do you want to roll it or do you want me to?
You can roll it.
Odd it is. You quickly dial this number, and in the warehouse, the old meth lab, the old recent meth lab, does your phone go off, or is it turned off because you destroyed the sim earlier? Peter.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on a different sim at the moment.
I had a feeling. I wanted to come over to verify, but I wasn't 100% sure.
No worries. Yeah, so she'll just hang it up. She's gonna start moving away from where the vampire is, looking to see if there is another exit. And she's just moving as quietly as she can down the hallway. And anytime she like locks eyes with a patient that's like looking out the doors, she just like gestures at them to like shut and lock their doors.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're kind of milling around. There's been a couple like cries of alarm at this point at the various bodies that people are seeing, and I need you to make a wits awareness.
Sure. One success.
Okay. as you as
A
you
single
scoot away, you move away from the room that you came out of and head towards away from the vampire, away from the bodies. You get back towards a like a small hallway. It doesn't look like it's quite as wide as the other, and it's also has that strobing light going off. People are kind of coming out, checking on things, and at the far end you can see a stairwell door, like a door that leads into a stairwell.
Great. As she's moving through this hallway, are there any like lab coats or like a packaged scrubs or something that she can change into, as I imagine she's just wearing a hospital gown right now, that she can easily grab, maybe not necessarily change into right now, but grab as she's moving through
Right.
the hallway?
So no, you don't see any scrubs. There's no like little nooks that people like the workers have hung their coats and everything. The only thing you do see is one of those like dirty clothing bins, like kind of has the sack that hangs in, it has the metal lid on it. You see that there might be something in there.
Yeah, she'll take a quick peek.
You
See
peek
if there's
in.
something
It does look like there are some various clothing items in there, but they're not like doctor.
That's fine.
scrubs
She's
or
just looking
anything.
for like mainly pants and like a jacket or something that she can throw on. Something that's not a hospital gown.
Right. Yeah, you managed to, you're kind of like dealing with people coming in and out of their rooms while trying to be sly
Yeah.
about doing this. Are you changing there or in the stairwell?
Oh, she's just grabbing from there. She's
Okay.
not changing yet. This
Okay.
is just like a peek in. That might work,
Yeah,
and continue along.
perfect. Yeah, you managed to find something that looks like it might fit, both pants wise and all that. You're not really sure why there are discarded clothes in here that aren't like hospital scrubs and the various nightgowns and stuff, but you don't really care at this point. You just grab them and you head towards the stairwell.
Yeah. When I get in the stairwell, is it quiet in there, or are there people like seem to be moving about in the stairwell?
Oh, there are definitely people moving down the stairwell as they are
Yeah.
leaving the
She'll
hospital.
just move down with the crowd until they get to like the bottom or whatever, and then she's gonna look for like a bathroom or a closet that she can slip in to change before she heads out of the hospital in a hospital gown.
Okay. As you get to the ground floor, you do notice that there is this guy. He's looking for someone, it looks like. And it looks like he's wearing like this kind of light coat, and he's got his hand awkwardly in one side of it, like shoved into the side, and he's kind of like looking over everyone, like he's looking for someone.
Oh yeah, I mean she's on the shorter side, so she's just gonna like follow like close behind another person enough that it would like block her face.
Sure.
Like she's just
Let's call that a stealth roll.
sure.
Ah,
3 successes.
2 successes. There's a moment where you lock eyes, and then he just glances away. Didn't seem to notice you.
Great. Perfect.
And
No idea who this person is.
Right.
But
as you funnel out into the main floor, people are heading towards exits that you can see. Some are like the electronic ones that open and it looks like they've been blocked open, and there's also one down to your right that has a It's like a big metal door that people are filing out of. Nearby, though, you see a restroom sign.
Yeah, she's just gonna slip in and try to change as quickly. Just throw it on before heading out.
So as you pull on the pants, you realize they're like skinny jeans or something. They're very, very uncomfortable, but you're just like, I only need to last so long in these. And so you like squeeze into them.
I don't even need to button them. It's
That's
fine. They just gotta be up over the butt.
And then you pull this like kind of this cardigan over yourself, just like leaving everything else on and just kind of covering as best you can, and you head back out.
Yeah, leaving the hospital.
As you exit out into the night, there just seems to be a lot of confusion, people asking what's going on. You can see people being wheeled out on various gurneys and stuff, medical teams taking care of the more the less stable condition people, and it just looks like chaos, but maybe a little organized. Where do you go?
I imagine that she is going to... I don't know where this hospital is in terms of location within Santa Cruz. Like, is it near places, or is it off by its own, or what that is, because that might change what she's doing.
Let's do an intelligence survival check.
Survival, okay. 1 success.
1. Looking around, you think you are still in Santa Cruz. You're not 100% sure. You don't think you've been to this hospital before? It could also be the drugs talking.
This is entirely possible. I am high. I think she is going to she doesn't have her phone.
You mean that guy's phone?
Well, she doesn't have her phone.
You never got your stuff.
I know. I said she doesn't have her
phone.
phone.
Sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said you got your phone. I'm like, no, yeah.
No, I was like, she doesn't have her phone. So, yeah, I think she is gonna do her best to like slip away and see if she can get like to a convenience store or a roadside call box or a just her ideas right now are trying to find somewhere in some way that she can get a hold of someone.
Totally. All right. So as you sneak away into the night, there are several people that are meandering around in the crowd. They all seem tense and worried or angry as they're looking for someone who has slipped past them. And
watch me slip past people that are trying to help me.
Right. And we are going to go...
very Mari thing to do.
A quick break. Let's call it a max 10. I'd say a tight 10, but let's go max 10. And if we're back before then, we're back before then. We will see you all when we come back. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to... What are we playing? Pokemon? Pony Finder. We're playing Pony Finder tonight.
Hearts? We're playing Hearts.
Hearts? Nice. Oh, right. We're playing Hunter. Excellent. So, as Mari stumbles off into the night trying to find some way to contact her fellow hunters, across town, not that far away, but far enough for it to be problematic for that situation anyway. In a darkened hotel room, what is D up to?
He's gonna be searching. I mean, he's gonna actually probably reach out again via text to kind of his old crew and suggest that the situation has escalated. Is anyone available to make the trip to Santa Cruz tonight?
What do you think? Is there somebody? Or should we
Look
let
at
the
my
die?
character sheet? They are not reliable, so no. No,
Right.
I don't think so.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll yes, no, maybe twice and take the worst one.
They have one. They have one pip in reliability, and I could read the rules, but I don't have them up.
Do you call or do you text or how do you get a hold of them?
I text. I'm trying to be quiet.
So you text and
Text. Are you up, Winky face?
yeah, and you see the little three little dots show up, like someone's texting back, and then they disappear. You watch for a few minutes, then they come back up. You see them, and then they disappear, and no message ever comes through.
I'm just going to be really trying to keep an ear out for anything that could be going on and just try and ride out the morning. I mean that there's the deadbolt's locked, the dead man's lock thing or whatever is also
Right.
flipped, and hopefully no one knows I'm in here at all. Am I close to the room that I originally booked?
It is on the same floor, but it's like 4 doors down. It's not like the one right next to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try and make it through the night. I don't really have a way to get a hold of. Let's see. Do I have Billy's number? I think I have Billy's number.
I think you do.
I will text Billy. Are you up?
There's no response after a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and ride out the night. If I mean, I'm sleeping in the bathtub. I would
Right.
be using towels, not the plastic liner.
Yeah, like you laid in there and you're just like, screw this, get back up. You're like, it's essentially a night of like getting up, readjusting things, deciding you're going to go lay on the bed. You lay on the bed, you're like, no, this isn't safe. You go back and lay in the bathroom. It's like a very restless night.
Yeah, but I think that he, I mean, it's been a while since he's been in the service, but he kind of falls, like with the situation that's gone on, he falls back into those like kind of like you get to sleep when you get to sleep. And, I mean, and so despite being kind of like ready to go at any point, I don't think that he would be that exhausted the next day. Could he do it for a week and a half? Probably not.
Right.
He could do it for me.
Okay. Let's see. Meanwhile, Billy, you open your eyes. You heard something. It sounded like a car door slamming. You realize you can hear engines, not an engine, but engines. And then they slowly turn off. There's some bass kind of thumping that turns off. There's cars outside. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna head over into the room where Peter was sleeping.
Okay. As you open the door, you can see the computer is off now. Peter's as comfortably as possible sitting in his chair, asleep. What do you
I
do?
want to take a minute and try to figure out what would be the most like irritating place that I could prod him awake. You know, like the neck, the shoulder, I think we're gonna settle on the ribs. We're
Okay.
gonna try to get a really good shot into the ribs.
All right, as you jab him in the ribs, Peter startles awake.
What? What is it?
Did you call for company? Were you expecting even more friends?
What?
Wake up.
Yeah, I'm awake. What's going on?
Fuckers outside. Are they yours?
You
No, I haven't
hear
called anybody.
you
Now
hear
wake up.
you hear like the garage door open, like the big sliding door. You can hear it roll open.
Is it still dark out, or
It
is
is.
it okay?
Am I up?
You are pretty sacked out, so let's do a
Oh, so this happens before I woke up and started drinking coffee and walking around.
Oh no, that's right. After you woke up and were walking around, what did you do? Like, what was your plan for the rest of the night?
Yeah, I was like, I woke up, and I saw both of them sleeping. So I was gonna wait until they woke up, or basically till I got tired of waiting. So if they were sleeping for what I felt was too long, I would have woken them up.
So this would be about an hour and a half goes by. You're in and you're like pouring another cup of coffee. You've remade the pot and like there's new fresh coffee in there. And you hear like the bass of somebody's stereo system as they roll up outside, and you start heading out, and you kind of look out the door that you're up in this break room, right? And you look out the door, and there's a set of stairs that goes down, and down below that is the two offices that you know that they're in or nearby. And about the time that the door rolls open is when you're kind of heading that way, or where do you go?
At that point, I would wake up Billy, and subsequently Billy would wake up Peter, and then we can, jump back in time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so like you hear it as so Billy's already moving, and this is all kind of happening simultaneously. So you come up to the door as Peter is jabbed awake,
Yeah.
and then you hear and see the door rolling open as you're just outside.
Peter will grab his handgun, start rolling towards the van.
Okay. As you head that way, you see what was the guy that you called? What was his name?
Angel.
Angel. You see Angel. He walks in. He's just a storm. His face looks super angry. He's irritated. He's not carrying any weaponry, which is probably a good sign. But he's looking around. And are you trying to hide?
If I see him, no.
Okay. He catches sight of you, and he walks over to you. He says, "Choom, what are you doing?" And like right away, you're like, "Oh, he's been playing fucking Cyberpunk 2077 way too much."
Hey, Angel, how you doing, man?
Hey,
You'll reach up and pull him down towards a hug.
Oh, okay, yeah, good, yeah. So your friend, she's gone. She disappeared. I don't know if she walked out. There was so my guy was watching her room and got jumped. Fortunately, there was a friend nearby, but one of them is down. I don't think he's gonna make it. the other one tried to get to her and she was gone already. There was like pillows stuffed in her bed.
Well, that's a good sign, at least. She's pretty resourceful.
But I mean, I hope that she walked out and it wasn't somebody carrying her out. We tried.
No, I appreciate it, man. Well, fuck. She's not gonna be able to get off of us.
Real quick, Carly, I think you're picking up our audio.
Am I?
Because I'm seeing spikes and I can hear little bits of it coming back. Just so you know. Thanks. Are you guys doing all right? Do you need anything?
There's all kinds of stuff I need, but I don't think you can help on that front right now.
What was it with that guy that jumped my boy? He was like hopped up on something. Said he had to put like 7 rounds in him to put him down. What's up with that?
Probably wouldn't believe me if I told you.
He just kind of
man.
eyes you for a minute.
I'll call out, hey, Billy, Ray, come on out.
Sorry, I just realized the two of you together are Billy Ray.
It's the Cyrus team.
Billy wanders out and gives a nod to. Did you say Angel? Is his name?
Yeah.
That's what he goes by anyway.
What's Angel look like?
Angel is tattooed heavily. He's about 6 foot. He's built pretty well. He's got quite a few teardrop tattoos. You can see he's got like a pocket watch tattoo on his elbow, or a watch, which Billy will recognize as doing time. Prison tattoo. Hispanic, bald head, shaved. Like I said, pretty well built. Probably does have a weapon, may not be visible or out, more than likely. And Peter will go, yeah, this is Angel. Angel, this is Billy. This is Ray. Angel helped me back when I was in prison.
Is Angel an import to this side of the States like you are, or
Yeah.
did he do time here?
No, he did time with me back in Boston.
So I was going to say,
running with a different crew
Billy
now.
might have met Angel before, but who knows? Yeah, he doesn't. I'm going to roll yes or no maybe for something. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, as you look around, Billy, you notice like a bunch of people kind of wandering around. It looks like they're kind of moving in a defensive manner, trying to like kind of secure the area. Not super professionally, but more like just kind of being aware of what's going on and stuff like that. You don't recognize anyone. And Ray, what are you up to?
Oh, I'm just drinking a coffee. I came out because at this point I just what's going through my head is I punched a not level 1 vampire in the mouth, drove away, and then woke up in a warehouse. So I'm just matter of fact about it all, and now there's multiple people that I don't recognize, possibly just walking around, and Peter knows them. So I'm just waiting for the time when everyone tells me what's going on, because I've realized with this group, I'll find out sooner or later, or just end up running into something else. So I'm just there, like next to Billy, sipping coffee. I offer him a cup. But other than that, I'm just listening to the conversations.
As you're looking around, do you actually recognize? At first, you don't realize it, but then it kind of like dawns on you. You actually have seen some of these people before, and you're like, how do I know these people? And then one of them comes up and he's like, hey, you're Michelob Ultra. You work at the Red Room. I like you, man. You always give us the good drinks at the best prices. And he just kind of like slaps you on the back and is very like happy to see you. And you're just like, dude, yeah, I guess I've seen you before.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Best drinks at the best prices. That's just market. I don't say that, but I think it. I'm like, that's just this is regular market price. All right, man. Yeah. And I just, coffee. Yeah. And I looked at Peter like, what? I looked at Billy because I'm next to Billy. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I looked at Peter. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I'll fill you in later. Right now, though, we probably need to go see if we can find Mari. She sounds like she got it. Well, sounds like she was attacked in the hospital. Sorry about your guy, the Angel.
Yeah, I hope he pulls through.
I got one more favor I gotta ask you if you can. This van, they're probably looking for it. You got a vehicle we could use?
He turns around and looks. Yeah, you can use Chester's over there. He points, and there's like, it's a hoopty. It is a massive boat of a car. But it is shiny. It is shiny purple. Has some bright silver rims. White top. You don't mind, do
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Chester? No.
Peter, wasn't D gonna meet us here?
No, he doesn't know this. We were gonna pick him up. I didn't
We should,
tell him.
if we got a way to find him, we should grab him before we try to find Mari. I wouldn't be shocked if she was on her way back to her apartment, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's probably. Hopefully, she doesn't go there because they'll probably be looking for her. But we'll see. But yeah, that's Sam. That's in there on the desk for you.
Oh, cool. Let me swipe that real quick.
Sorry to bring you into all this, Angel.
As his mouth opens to reply, you hear gunfire outside. Repeated crack, crack, crack. Then some shouting.
You expecting trouble here?
I wasn't expecting trouble here. Everyone is scrambling. All of a sudden, it's like somebody kicked an ant's nest, and they're just heading for the doors, various windows. They push the door, the big sliding door, most of the way closed. Everyone's like taking up positions of that they can be protected from incoming gunfire. Something wet and heavy hits the building outside.
I mean, Peter's gonna check his ammunition. Billy, Raymond, or Ray, we got trouble, it seems.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to stay for it. There's another exit from this place.
There's a door, but there's no car out there.
How else can we get your van out? I know you wanted to swap up, but rat-a-tat, we're on a timetable.
We can, yeah, but Angel's coming with us.
What?
I ain't leaving you here to die. You took care of me.
I can't leave my crew here. What do you mean to die? What's outside?
Gunfire, dumbass.
Yeah, whole lot of trouble. Speaking of, you got anything a bit bigger? And as I like look, hold up like the handgun.
What kind of handgun was it? I don't remember where. That one
I
came
think
from.
it was just a regular. It was a regular Glock that I got from this. The stash.
Gotcha. Yeah. He goes over, and in that room where Peter was sleeping, he like bangs on the wall, and like it kind of pops open a little bit, and he slides a panel aside and starts pulling out. There's like some shotguns that he hands over to you. There's some smaller like automatic weapons. Nothing that's like super high caliber though.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything high caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I take a shotgun and one of those automatics.
Angel, was it? I could about kiss you. Billy is going for a shotgun.
He just kind of laughs.
Is that gonna fit in your fanny pack?
It is not, but some shells will.
Did your boys from the hospital come here with you?
Just Deacon, the one who was looking for your lady.
They probably followed him. We staying and fighting and killing? Or are we moving?
I think we should move. Take as many out as we can. Gotta find Carly. Gotta get D.
Who's Carly?
Mark.
Mari. I looked up and just saw a name. Mari. Concussion. Forget.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
It's sympathetic concussion pains.
I'm seeing above the table. It's all good.
Excuse me. All right. So what's the plan?
I mean, as happy as I am to have this shotgun, I'd actually prefer not to die in a shootout. I
Oh, yeah.
think we should fucking get in the van and drive.
Oh yeah. We're on the way out, but it doesn't hurt to, if needed,
All right. So
take out a few on the way out.
the three of you are gonna head to the van. Angel's arguing with you along the way. She's just like, "No, man, I've got this. You just go. I got your back."
Dude, you don't even know what's out there. You wouldn't believe me, but it's a fucking vampire.
Right.
Yeah, I just laugh at that. The naivety. Yeah, and then I just make way to the van. You stay safe.
Burn it if you can.
Right. Probably won't be much left of it to burn, but all right.
I'll contact you later.
He gestures over to the door. A couple of the guys are ready to pull it open. He's like, "Whenever you're ready."
Why don't you drive Billy?
Okay. I don't know. Just check it. Ray, are you any good at stunt driving?
Hey, Ray ain't driving my van again and passing out.
Hey, that was a one-time thing. Probably.
All right. You'll get my my level best. That's the most I can promise. And Billy will get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
All right.
I only got one dot, so I don't know how good that is.
It's
compared to
amazing,
Billy.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So as the guys pull the door open, you can see the flash of gunfire outside. What do you do?
I think Billy's gonna just say like a silent prayer that at least this is not the first time driving a van with assistive devices, because he's worked with Peter a couple times before.
Right.
But it's still,
Takes some getting used to.
That's not the kind of super cop that he was trying to be. So he's just gonna do the best that he can to find a relative straightaway and just floor it and get up to speed as quickly as he can.
Okay. there does look to be enough space for you to get out between the cars that are parked. Just going to take a little creative driving. So I'm going to have you do a roll for it. We're going to do dex and driving.
All right. Two successes.
Yeah.
So as you push on the gas, you hear the fan belt start to screech. You're probably going to have to get that looked at, Peter. The engine revs up. You start moving forward. You take a quick, not quite hard right to get past the vehicle that's almost blocking the door. You get past that, and standing in the way, Peter saw. No, Ed saw. No, Ed didn't see anything because Ed is not a person that exists in this game world. Billy saw the vampires that climbed out of the vehicle. And the one that got ran over by D a couple of times is standing in the path that you need to take. There's not a lot of other options. What do you do?
Hope that this thing has enough horsepower to make the collision hurt.
Okay.
If I lean out the window and shoot him with the shotgun, would that help?
It's pretty quick. Let's do an initiative roll. So you're going to do roll your d10 plus your dex and do.
So I'm rolling 1d10 and then adding whatever I got on this d10 to what you're about to tell me right now, right?
Yeah. Sorry, it's in a
Okay.
different document. Just roll a d10 and add your dex to it. For speed's sake.
And then how many dots I have in dex, right?
Yep.
8.
8. Perfect. You go 1 before the vampire. So yes, absolutely. Go ahead and you lean out. It's actually...
So yeah.
It's almost like you expected it. It was weird. It was like this gut feeling. You had it ready.
Yeah, just vamp, and then add the confirmation as to me just asking if it's a vamp. I just lean out and shoot it.
Sure.
Fluid motion.
So that is a dex firearms, and it is going to roll a dodge.
Do we still have that pool of success?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
I'll
there's...
I'll take one.
All right.
All right.
And that is, we're looking for
Wits.
6s and above.
Wits is
right?
the other one.
Yep.
Thanks, Raven.
6s and above. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. And I needed 2 10s for it to be okay. I only got 1 10. So yeah, 5 successes.
All right, so you lean out. Its eyes turn and lock on you, and it just kind of like starts to smile. You can see the damage that being run over did to it is still there. It's crooked in ways that it shouldn't be alive still. It tries to smile, and you can see one side of its face kind of leers up and the other kind of droops down. And then the pellets from your shotgun just like tear into it. You can see a large chunk of flesh comes off. You said 5, right?
5 successes, yeah.
Cool. It stumbles to the side, but then is going to try and jump at the van. It's pretty messed up now. I'm going to have Ed roll another driving dex against its brawl.
All right, that's 2 successes, and I'll use one of those advantages just for good measure.
Okay.
All right.
As you see the shotgun blast tear into it. It kind of stumbles and then starts lurching towards you, and you see its intention. Like, it locks eyes on you and it's going for you, whether it needs to go through the windshield or however it's going to get to you. And it starts to jump and you just floor it, and then you hear thump 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 as you drag it underneath the van, and then you are roaring free of the parking lot, or like the parking area. You look in your rearview mirror and there's just this tumbling form left in the dust behind you.
I think Billy's still driving as fast as he can, but
Okay.
I think if he has like even a moment, as he's deciding where to go, he turns for a sec to Peter and says, "If they're here, they're not there. Is there anything you need back at your base?"
Yeah, but let's get it in the morning when the light's out. Let's get Mari. Let's try to see if we can find Mari first.
All right, then.
Alright.
I'll
We
try
want
to
call-
pick. Sorry, what was that, Sid?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was that. I was gonna say do we want to try to call D?
Not when I'm driving. You can call him, though.
Sure. I don't have a phone.
Use this one.
Cool. And I called D.
I was waiting for you to say, I don't have a number.
I assumed
Yeah, I'll get the
I
number.
assumed the number was in there.
Actually, it's not programmed in. He'll hand you the card that D gave.
Yeah,
There's actually no numbers programmed in it at all.
I start to punch in the number. I'm like, I don't know the number, and then I grab the card and then I call the number.
Okay. Your phone rings. You were
Time is it?
kind of in this lucid dream, wandering around the halls of the Onryo building. There's people walking by you, but they're silent and ghost-like. There's like this weird scent of char and ash in the air. And then your phone rings and you sit up and you're in this bathtub.
Hello?
Hey, we've been compromised. Where you at?
I'm laying low. I know we've been compromised, but I don't have a way to get a hold of anyone. I'm at the whatever the Courtyard Express, Marriott Courtyard Express, or whatever it was, Hilton Garden Inn.
The
I
Hilariat Garden.
Yeah, tavern. Motel 6. I will I will send a pin. Kind
Does
of
it-
like. Well, I'll just send the address.
Okay.
I was about to say, does this phone do that? Yeah. All right. All right, fam. It's all over. We need to get Mari. And then I'm relaying to Billy, who's driving, and Peter. We picking him up, or is he meeting us somewhere?
Probably should pick him up so we're all together, but I don't have a lot of room in here. I guess I could get rid of some of the fertilizer.
You're like, how is there not room? And you look back and there's just like barrels of fertilizer and various bomb parts. And
When this is all over, we're gonna have to have a talk. I know you don't know me that well, but we're gonna have to sit down and have a conversation. D, meet us outside. In this gives a discriminate amount of time that we'll be there.
D will pack up,
okay.
which is like he's already packed up, so he'll just get up out of the tub and walk out the door.
You get up, you head out. As you walk by your room, you can hear the TV is still on, like your other room. You head to the elevator or stairs?
He'd take the stairs.
You open the stairs, head down, don't see anyone. You peek outside, don't see anyone, and wait for Peter's van to arrive. It's about 10 minutes, and it comes coasting in. You can hear it before you see it. That timing belt is really loud.
Don't worry, it'll warm up soon and the noise will stop.
There's something about dragging vampires under your car that just kind of tends to fuck things up sometimes.
Did we continue to hear gunfire as we drove off, by the way?
You did not. Like you were kind of listening and you were watching for gun muzzle flash and stuff like that, but you didn't see anything. You're going pretty quick though. It didn't take long to leave it behind you.
Okay. Probably means it's trying to follow us.
D just sighs like, and then gets in. Before he actually gets in, though, he's gonna do a quick inspection of the van and also to see if there's anyone or anything tailing them.
Okay. Do awareness wits to see if there's anyone tailing.
I got 2 successes. Not that great.
Yeah, you watch and like some cars roll by, but they're moving at a normal speed, not in a manner that you feel would be them like looking for the van. What are you trying to gauge about the van?
The condition that it's in, and just to make sure. I mean, I just got done with the car chase where there was a vampire on top of the car.
Yeah.
So I'm like gonna check to see if there's, any indication that there's
Tag-alongs
on the car, under the car. Yeah.
Looking at it, you actually see some dents on the front that looks like that weren't there earlier. It looks like they hit something. You don't see anything attached to the vehicle, however, that shouldn't be there.
Okay. Yeah. And then otherwise, I'll get in.
As you swing the door open, there are no vampires inside either.
Hey, Billy, why don't you let him drive? I saw him drive earlier. He seemed to be pretty good.
Yeah, a normal car.
Yeah. Right hand acceleration, left hand brake.
He'll get in the car and pretend like he's done this before.
Yeah, you sit down, you kind of mess with it for a moment. It takes a few moments to figure out. It's a little awkward at first, but it's
Just don't turn this one on. He'll point to the blue button.
I mean, it'll feel like a motorcycle, right? So he's driven those, so he'll kind of get used to it. Yeah, pretty quick. Where are we going? Where's Mari?
Well, she either got taken out of the hospital or she escaped the hospital. Something tried to get her there.
Start driving to this address, and you just got to rattle off the address of Mari's apartment.
Okay.
He'll start driving a direction, but since he doesn't know Santa Cruz, he knows no idea where that address is.
Fair.
So
Okay.
someone give him directions, and he'll.
Actually,
He actually
why don't we go to the
turns.
hospital and take the route from there.
Okay. Does he remember kind of how to get to the hospital from here, since he kind of scoped it out?
You have a vague idea, and as you turn out onto the street, you are turning the right direction. The rest of you are like, oh, yeah, he knows where he's going. Beyond this point right now, you're not 100% sure, but you think you know where you're going. Meanwhile, walking through the night
Mm-hmm.
by yourself.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Mari going?
Well, Mari is moving in a direction that she thinks might lead to places. So, like, less like looking for like the highway or whatever, but looking for somewhere that might have convenience stores or a payphone or something along those lines, somewhere that she might be able to borrow a phone or use a phone to try and get a hold of someone.
As you're walking down the road, you actually notice fairly close by there are a couple of gas stations. There are a couple of diners that are open. There's like I don't know if these things actually exist out there. There's a Denny's. Do you have Denny's out there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a Denny's. As well as like...
I mean, she'll walk into like the first one, and if there's anybody in there, she's just gonna see if she can borrow a phone.
Yeah, I feel like the first thing that you find that's open is a gas station. And you step in and
she'll walk in and just ask if she can borrow a phone for a quick...
There's a girl behind the counter. Her hair is medium length, dyed black. She has like all of these piercings, her heavy, thick black makeup. She's kind of sitting there on her phone. You want to what?
Could I just borrow your phone for a quick phone call? I was just in an accident and I don't have my phone.
She eyes you up and down, kind of scowls. There's a payphone over in the corner by the bathroom.
I was just in an accident. I don't have any change currently.
She reaches over and like opens the little like donate change box and like grabs some quarters and hands them to you.
I take them and I'll go to the payphone.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna try Billy's number this time.
So with the SIM card in it, does Billy's old number work, or does it now have a new number?
Oh, Billy's not nearly slick enough to sync up the old one and the new one.
Okay. So it pretty much directly goes to voicemail.
Then she will try her own phone number.
The other thing that you might know, though, because we've worked together before, is that every once in a while, like there's an IRC or a forum or something like that you'd expect him to get notifications on. So it's a little less private, but like there are other ways of getting a hold of him.
Yeah. She only has a payphone right now, so she is gonna put in another quarter and see if calling her own phone works.
Now I'm pretty sure, Billy, that you took Mari's phone out of the car. Do you still have that?
I'm seeing Ryan nod, and I believe him, and I believe you. So we're gonna say yes.
Okay. What's your ringtone?
Her ringtone, mostly because it's my ringtone and I find it funny, is gonna be the "I'll Make a Man Out of You" song from Mulan.
Nice. So the phone starts vibrating, song playing. It's in your fanny pack. You weren't really expecting that to happen, so there's this odd moment of you fumbling to get it out.
I think I fumble to get it out, and I just like immediately pass it back to Ray.
Hello?
Who's
Mari's
this?
phone? Who's
Yeah,
this?
I'm Mari.
Oh.
Who is this?
It's Ray.
Oh! Are you with the others? Are you okay?
Where are you? Are you okay?
Well, I'm awake and not dead, so yes, I'm fine.
Alright. Points?
There's a gas station near the hospital. there.
That narrows it down.
Well, yeah, who knows who could be listening?
You
I know you're listening, Peter.
She knows you're listening, Peter.
Oh, okay.
He says, okay.
I'm probably not the only one listening.
All right, cool. All right.
It's literally near the hospital.
Okay.
Shit
All right,
happened.
where am I going?
We're going to a gas station near the hospital.
Tell her to look for my van.
Yeah, look for Peter's van. We're on the way.
Tell Peter that his van isn't subtle, and if he's that paranoid, he should think about something different to drive.
I hand the phone to Peter.
Yeah, what's up?
Your van isn't subtle. You should think about something different to drive. And then
Yeah. It's the only thing I can get.
The only thing that will
He's hung
carry
up
this
and
much
he's
explosives.
Still talking.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll see you later. Bye.
You
All
just
right.
can't like hang up a cell phone with the same kind of anger that you can
Right.
the older style phone.
Yeah.
There's
You
no,
just
Slam, yeah. You've had
I
like
mean,
the
you
only
definitely heard the
payphone.
like clink of like a like physical phone shutting off versus the cell phone just ending.
You found the only payphone left in Santa Cruz.
All right, we're going to a gas station, I guess.
So what do you do
All
while
right.
you wait, Mari?
I mean, honestly, probably hides in the shadows so she's not visible from anybody like that just might be passing by, while keeping an eye out for.
Are you still inside, or did you leave the
No,
building?
no, I don't go back inside.
Okay. As you kind of slink off into the shadows, you notice the little goth girl inside is kind of like staring at you. She rolls her eyes, goes back to playing
I roll
on her
my eyes
phone,
back at her.
and it's about 20 minutes go by. Go ahead and make a wits awareness for me.
Ooh, trip sixes, 3 successes.
Nice.
Nice.
As you're watching, you don't see any signs of the vampire that was like laying on the floor. Just in case it wasn't dead, you're kind of keeping an eye out for it. Doesn't look like anyone comes down looking for you from the direction you came from. You're being very like watchful while trying to hide in the shadows. You don't see anything, and then you hear this squealing noise getting closer and closer, and then Peter's van pulls into the parking lot.
Yeah, once it's visible, she'll like step out to go meet the van.
And the band is back together.
Aww.
The van. It's back to you.
The band is back together in a
The
van.
van.
The band.
Yeah.
All right. What do you all do?
As soon as I step in, I just put my hand out.
I give her a high five.
My stuff.
I looked at Peter.
I don't have anything of hers.
I looked at Billy.
You
her
literally
phone back.
had my phone. I called my phone.
Yeah, Billy had it. Like I said, I don't have any of your stuff.
You were the.
Peter was so paranoid he threw it out the window on the drive over here.
No, it's definitely turned off.
I mean, she's still just kind of glaring at each person in turn, waiting
Let's
for
get
someone
in
to pick up
first.
the phone.
What happened at the hospital?
I'm not sure. There was some sort of vampire fight. It might be dead. It might be not. I left. There were people with guns.
Well, yeah, they were there to protect you.
How was I supposed to know, Peter?
I know you couldn't know. I was just saying they were there to protect you. I didn't say
Hey,
you.
well, if they're there to protect me, why don't you tell them to grab my clothes and my wallet and bring it to us so I can have my stuff?
If I can get a hold of them, they might be dead because one of the vampires tracked us to where we were.
Well, the vampire was maybe dead, but there was at least 2 of them. Well, probably more like a handful of them there. So somebody's probably still alive that can grab my stuff.
Yeah, the guy that was there went back to where we were and led the vampires to us.
So
That's why we were here now.
much for Peter's famed paranoia.
I can't
Guys,
control
what the
it.
fuck are you guys arguing about? Like, really?
Yeah, I'm not arguing. I'm just letting her get off some steam.
You're like, don't make me push this
sounded
paddle.
exactly like someone arguing, and you now are arguing with me about arguing. Like,
Well,
what the fuck is going on? Where am I driving? What are we doing?
Meanwhile, Mari has fallen asleep in whatever part of the van that she is in because she was still high on drugs.
Where is my...
I looked at D yelling, getting angry. I looked back to Mari to ask the question and like, well, Mari's asleep. Where are we going?
well,
I mean,
we can't-
Mari doesn't look good. If you look close at all, like, she's got, like, bags under her eyes. She's still, like, the pants don't really fit, and there's probably some blood seeping through from where her leg was bandaged, like, through the pants.
She has a big bandage on her head. She
And
can't see it,
She has a
but
big
yeah.
bandage on her head, and she...
we got to find some place to hide at least. We can't go back to where we were. See if we can find an abandoned building somewhere we can park this and hide.
You know, I had a really nice hotel room.
That I was sleeping in the tub of.
Yeah, that you had your phone turned on in. You probably used your own credit card, I'm betting.
And who hasn't been attacked?
You weren't dead yet. They're probably after us or something.
Technically.
I'm gonna...
They tried to kill her in a hospital. Do you think your hotel room is going to be safe?
They tried to kill the science teacher in a hospital. Yes, I think the hotel room with the military trained... Yeah, I'm fine. What the fuck, man?
What the
I
fuck,
love that
man?
he still is so disbelieving of Mari
I know,
even after the
Like-
entire...
Yep.
Your whole company just got
bowling
burned
alley
down tonight.
situation.
I don't think you're fine.
Yo, Peter, you gave him the wheel. D, pick a place for us to go.
I'll just drive to long-term parking at the airport
Okay.
in San Francisco.
Okay.
That's really far away.
That is a long drive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's what, 3 hours?
a bit more, but yeah.
You all, those of you
Well,
who are
I mean,
awake,
to the airport is closer than San Francisco itself. So.
Yeah.
those of you who are awake notice the city starts to fall behind you as D drives north towards San Francisco. A couple of hours pass.
Mari is still asleep.
Everyone's feeling a little shaken, a little tired. The stress of the day obviously weighing down on each of you. And D, your mind is just filled with a lot of the things that you haven't shared with the group, and wondering how to get to the information that just may save your life. What is your plan, D?
Yeah, my plan was to go to San Francisco for exactly this reason.
Yeah.
I am gonna... Where was it in San Francisco, the headquarters?
The headquarters was, yeah. As far as the safe house where you felt that the laptop that would have the information sent to it securely? Where you tell me, where is it?
We'll say
New York City.
Sunnyvale, which is towards San Jose. It's all in the same area. So yeah. We'll after, so let's see. He's gonna, when everyone's kind of sleeping or dozing and like pulls into long-term parking, he's gonna leave the van running, and he's been considering like how to do a check-in without like, I don't know, possibly putting himself at risk. So he's checking in now, much later, with like a challenge code, like the kind of like checking in now, prove that you aren't under duress.
Right. Who are you checking in with?
Probably, I mean, I imagine it would be an automated, like a line that routes for you. In the past, I don't know that I would have. I wouldn't check in with a person.
So walk me through that. How does that go?
I think that there's a fairly like innocuous like I'm catching a flight to, and then he'll think about kind of the events and say LA, and then making my way like south to Mexico, and like through the like keywords of like LA and Mexico, like there would be an expected response of like Hotel California or something somehow in there, like some.
It's like, do you want to check out but never leave?
Yeah, and so I'll just gonna say send that and wait for a response.
Okay. So after you send it, so it's the thing you call in, right? Like you're calling in to a number.
It would be a text.
Okay, so you're texting in. You know that even though it's an automated system, there is a time frame that someone has to be entering in certain codes on whether or not things are good or not, essentially. And when it comes back that all flights are delayed, you know that no one has checked in for several hours.
Okay. Okay. He will kind of wake people up. I know a place that we can be safe for a bit, and we can get some resources to figure out maybe what's going on and get a little insight into how you all have been made and how my company has been attacked. I think I don't want to talk about it all yet because there's a lot of questions that I still have, but I know that at this safe house, hopefully I can get details that can keep us alive for at least another day.
Is this your company's safe house?
It's an affiliate with my company. Yep.
You sure it's not burned?
Reasonably sure. You don't have to come. Or perhaps maybe you shouldn't come all the way. But either way, I'm gonna hop on the train and head that direction. It's a very normal thing for people to be commuting at this time of hour, so it's not like we'll stand out or anything.
I think Billy looks at the Mossberg in his hands. It's just like, probably not coming on the train.
Probably not. But we could. Well, we could maybe make something happen. What I'll do is go into head in, like, I'll say, give me 45 minutes. And then I'll head into the airport and buy find one of the luggage shops and buy golf clubs.
A really big fanny pack.
Golf clubs, but the golf bag
Right.
looks like a fanny pack.
Right. You actually
Very
wear it
kitschy.
sideways like that too.
Yeah. And while I'm there, I'll also get like a roller, like I'll grab some like San Francisco, shirts and like just like a bunch of touristy stuff.
Right.
Like generic like Nike like golf polo sort of things, and like a couple briefcases and stuff, and yeah, and then I'll like do all this with the company card, and then I'll just leave the card as I'm leaving. Yeah, I'll get like breakfast for everyone, and then I'll just like leave it at the bagel, like at Einstein Bagels or whatever, and let someone else take it or do whatever they want, and then head back to the van.
Gotcha. So what do you bring back to the van? Anything?
Do
you bring anything
Oh
back?
no, I donate all the gear to any panhandlers on the way. No, yeah, I bring kind of my loot.
Gotcha.
To everyone.
All right. So as the door slides open, Dee's holding all of this stuff. You all blink your sleep away. Mari, your head's hurting. That morphine definitely wore off. You sit up and your muscles are all like very tense and sore, aching, but it's not until like you kind of move to put weight on your left leg that you realize that, holy crap, that hurts.
Yeah, but she kind of ignores that for a second. I mean, there's a slight flinch in her face, but she looks at Dee and is just like, are those golf clubs?
Wait, no, fuck that. Is that chive and onion and everything bagel? You shouldn't have.
That was chive and onion and everything bagel. You're smelling it on my breath. I just got sesame for you all. I'm sorry.
You were sleeping. I didn't think you wanted anything.
No cinnamon raisin. All right, that's fine. That's okay.
I wouldn't have picked you for a sweet tooth, Ray.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving.
I would have
Looks
picked
can
her for
be
the
deceiving.
biggest sweet tooth, honestly. It's always the troublesome ones.
Out of all of us, I'm the troublesome one.
I mean, you're a different kind of trouble.
This is
You're
amazing,
just
though.
weird. And Billy is Billy, and you're trouble. And D. No.
Are you making a pass on Sid?
What?
Or, I mean, right?
What are you talking about?
As
you got any
you,
Advil?
that's a good question.
No, but I got some homemade stuff if you need it.
I don't want any of your homemade stuff. It's more likely to blow me up.
Just kidding me. It's K2.
It'll be fine. I grew this in the basement.
It's just
okay.
meth
Right?
from the lab.
How did I end up here with you?
I'll push over a coffee and like one of the like naked juices or whatever, and be like, "This is a start. You need to get some calories. We can use this stuff to act."
Yeah, because the naked juice has so many calories.
Well, I mean, more than nothing. You know
You
what?
could have gotten me a bagel.
Fuck this. He's just gonna walk away.
Cracks open the naked juice, starts chugging it in front of Mari.
You're an angry fella.
Eh, give her a pass. She was just in a car wreck.
Yeah. Real bad.
My leg hurts so bad, and he's talking about calories and giving me a naked juice.
Yeah,
It's
he
a
got
start.
you breakfast.
Yeah.
A naked juice is not breakfast.
Oh, there's a bagel.
Okay, cranky puss.
You'd get in a car wreck next time.
We did.
Oh, why don't you guys get out so I can set the security system back up? You kind of slept on it.
All right, I need to get this thing
Mari doesn't
put away.
move.
That I think the golf club thing is inspired. By the way, I've seen a couple things in my time, but this just makes me grin.
It is a pretty good idea.
You guys are so sweet. Most of you are so sweet.
You guys are the worst. I hate all of you.
As
Well, we're
Mari,
alive, so that's all that matters right now.
as Mari stews in her own anger and hunger and pain and all the other things that's going on, and everyone else munches on their food or drinks their drinks, and D kind of meanders around the van, kicking rocks. The sun's slowly coming up, and that's where we're gonna call it for this week.
Well, Peter
I
will
think.
pull the Starbucks card he got in episode 1 out and give it to Mari. We could get you something from that.
Walk there myself.
We can get something along the way.
Okay.
And on that note, thanks so much for playing tonight. It was good to see you all. Our next episode is in 2 weeks from tonight. Let me just double check the date before I say something. The 30th of November. So we hope to see you then. In the meantime, does anyone else have stuff going on as far as shows coming up? Or stuff they want to pitch? No? Next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern is some Daggerheart, which also has Mari GMing and
Carly jamming.
yeah, that's totally what I said. And
Huh?
nope, this way.
Squishy
And
face.
Jason's in that as well. Ed used to be in that, but Jim died. So spoilers.
Yeah.
We miss Jim. And then on Wednesday, we've got some For the Horde. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. It is our D&D game that we're playing, Tyranny of Dragons, except for they're the cultists and not the heroes or the adventurers, the murder hobos that run around and ruin everyone's day. All they're trying to do is summon back their goddess from Avernus. What's weird about that?
So they are the heroes.
Right? And on... Sorry, I had my calendar up for this and now I can't find it. There you are, calendar. On the 1st of December, we have episode 2 of Shadow Dark Wanderings into the Dark. That is at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you've never seen the inside of somebody's brain that has ADHD, come watch the show because that's kind of what it looks like. It's amazing. And the 7th, a new announcement, the 7th of December, we are doing a one-shot of D&D, The Festive 3, which is a holiday horror one-shot. That is going to be a ton of fun. So lots of fun things coming up. If you head over to the link I'm about to put on... Nope. It's literally right in front of me and I can't type it. There it is. In chat right now is the link to our calendar, which you can subscribe to and have all that stuff just added to your calendar if you would like to. Otherwise, follow me on the socials and see all the announcements for what we have going on. It's WH Pubs everywhere except for on Twitter because I deactivated my account. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.